Here's a list of early authors that wrote about his pre-tribulation rapture, the imminent return of Christ. 1792, Thomas Scott taught that the righteous will be carried to heaven where they will be secure until the time of judgment is over. 1763, James McKnight also taught that the righteous will be carried to heaven where they will be secure until the time of judgment is over. 1748, John McGill wrote a commentary on the New Testament, teaches the imminent return of Christ, firstly in rapture, then he will return again to judge the earth at Armageddon. 1744, Morgan Edwards, founder of the Ivy League school Brown University, wrote of his pre-tribulation rapture beliefs. In 1738, Philip Dodge also wrote a commentary on the New Testament teaching the pre-tribulation rapture. 1687, Peter Giroux wrote Approaching Deliverance of the Church. In it, Christ will return during the rapture and take his saints to heaven and later return at the Battle of Armageddon. 1748, Isaac Watts, known as the father of English hymn, wrote of his pre-tribulation rapture belief. In 1674, Thomas Collier makes reference to the belief in the pre-tribulation rapture. Here's also a list of those in the early church leaders that taught about the imminent return of Christ. Some of these were working within the Catholic Church as it's being formed, but they were correct on that. They all believed in the imminent return of Christ. 430 AD, Augustine, Bishop of North Africa. 373 AD, Ephraim Nisibis. 204 AD, Victorius, Bishop of Tours. 258 AD, Cyprian. 236 AD, Hippolytus of Rome. 202 AD, Irenaeus wrote a book against heresies, a 15-chapter book against heretical teachings. 108 AD, Ignatius Antioch, the third bishop, Patriarch Antioch, who was a student of John the Apostle. His letters of extra-biblical works are letters to the following: the Ephesians, the Magnesians, Trailians, Romans, Philippians, Smyrnians, and Polycarp, Bishop of Rome, who later was martyred because of his teachings. They all talked about the imminent return of Christ. In 99 AD, Clement of Rome wrote a letter to the Corinthians titled I Clement that talked about the imminent return of Christ. Have to understand, the Council of Ephesus in 431 AD, the Catholic Church decreed and condemned pre-tribulation rapture of the church doctrine as heresy. Books of any manuscripts that were at the time were destroyed and altered. Anyone caught teaching the church would be raptured before the 7-year tribulation was tortured and burned at the stake, because they considered it superstitious teachings. So understand, there's a lot of documentation and doctrine about the rapture of the church before the 7-year tribulation. But Satan hides this from the world. That's why I make these videos, to get this out to you. Study on your own. Come to learn God and see this. I repeat these many times because there's so much out there, so many lies. We're in the age of deception. And we're about to go up. Until then, we are to warn people and show where they can find these things. God bless.